Oh, I did not know this part of the story.
I piece it together after.
Hold on. So you're telling me that you were conspiring in the cheating.
He was caught in the middle, to be honest.
No, I'm going to say this. And okay, let's just get this straight.
Yeah.
Oh, there are two sides to every story.
Listen to what I have to say first, okay? Listen to what I have to say first.
Okay.
And then you chime in, all right? Whether that be true or not. It could be true, right?
For sure.
You know what? It's true.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's true.
One of the most viewed episodes of Tiger Belly is number 279 featuring Carlos Mencia. Throughout the episode, you can see Bobby Lee constantly pushing Carlos to own up to the whole joke-stealing scandal. Carlos flat out refused to admit he ever knowingly swiped anyone's material, sticking to his story that there's way more to his downfall than what people think they know. Most people believe that the whole joke-stealing drama is what led Joe Rogan to publicly confront Carlos at the Comedy Store back in 2007. But what most people don't realize is that a beef between Bobby Lee and Ari Shaffir might have been the spark that set the whole thing off. Here's the backstory. In the late 90s, early thousands, Mencia and Bobby were close. Mencia took Bobby under his wing, bringing him on the road and giving him his first real shot at stand-up. Rogan has always been close with Ari Shaffir, who was dating Natasha Leggero at the time. Meanwhile, Bobby Lee had just landed a regular spot on Mad TV where he met Ron Peterson. According to Ari, Ron was the guy who caused the breakup with Natasha. Ari found out that it was Bobby who introduced Ron to Natasha, and that set him off. Ari tormented Bobby for years, even physically beating him on several occasions. After one of these beatings, Bobby called up Carlos and told him to fire Ari from an upcoming role of Mind of Mencia, where Ari was set to play Jesus. Carlos, being loyal to Bobby, did exactly that. This all went down around the same time Rogan and Mencia had their infamous clash at the Comedy Store. Not long after that, Mind of Mencia got canceled and Mencia pretty much vanished from the spotlight. Bobby and Ari didn't talk for years after that until they finally hashed it out on episode 97 of Tiger Belly.
And then Ari meets Natasha Leggero.
Yeah.
And you guys lived together?
No, we just dated.
Oh, you didn't live together? No. And then were you in love?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, deeply.
Yeah, I was in love.
And then I'm on Mencia. I bring Ron Peterson to the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
She's performing in the belly room.
Yeah,
right.
Tiger Belly room.
Yeah, Tiger Belly room. And he says, that girl's hot. I go, yeah. She's dating my friend Ari. He's like, I don't care. I don't know him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. So I go down to the OR to just set. He stayed up there. He got her number. Right?
Yeah.
Then we leave. I don't know anything about it at that point. But apparently he's now
sending
wooing
her,
her.
Love letters,
sending her flowers.
Yeah.
Taking her to like the opera.
Oh, wow.
That was like
fancy.
Right towards right as we were breaking up.
Right.
The opera. That was like I think one of their first dates or something.
How did you find out about it?
About what?
Him.
I had her password for her email and I was reading letters he was sending her.
Boom.
And you went crazy.
I mean, I was like, what do I do here? I was thought of like just blocking his email so that she wouldn't know. So then it would be like, I guess he's not emailing me anymore.
Right.
But then I was like, no, I'll let her make the right decision. That's a mistake.
At this point in Ari's career, he wasn't even a paid regular at the Comedy Store, while Ron was already an established comedian. Ari, young and head over heels for Natasha, went so far as to hack her emails and found out that Ron had sent her flowers. Since Bobby knew Ron from Mad TV, Ari thought he could reach out to Bobby to get the inside scoop on what was really going on.
So then what? So then
I was, crying in the bathtub.
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
yeah, man.
And Bobby called me, and Bobby called me and was like, "Hey, what happened? I saw them. I was driving down Sunset or down Hollywood. I saw them going into the opera."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" And you're like, "Yeah, I saw them go to the opera, and I don't know what it is. I just want to know." And I pieced together the pieces that you were calling me because Ron was like, "Hey, find out if they're still dating or if they fully broke up."
Oh, I did not know this part of the story.
I pieced it together after when I
Hold
was
on.
free
So
of it a
you're
little bit.
telling me that you were conspiring in the cheating.
He was caught in the middle, to be
No,
honest.
I'm going to say this. And okay, let's just get this straight.
Yeah.
Oh, there are two sides to every story.
Listen to what I have to say first, okay? Listen to what I have to say first.
Okay.
And then you chime in, all right? Whether that be true or not. It could be true, right?
For sure.
You know what? It's true.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's true. I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that out there.
Okay.
All right? I'm going to man up.
What
and
a
look at it right now.
revelation.
All right?
It's all Natasha tonight.
But the thing is that the thing that made you angry didn't happen, which is you thought that I had set them up.
Bobby insists he didn't play matchmaker between Ron and Natasha, but when Natasha appeared on episode 139 of Tiger Belly, she hinted that Bobby was more involved than he let Ari know.
Whatever he thought that I did hurt him to the point where it became Shakespearean.
You did do it though. It was because of you that we were together. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
try to get
God.
him to start it again.
Oh my God.
And then you gave him my number?
No.
I know you didn't.
Natasha, I swear to God.
You didn't.
I did it!
I said you didn't.
All right, good.
Natasha outright says Bobby set them up, but then she jokingly backtracks. It really feels like Bobby might have played a bigger role than he's admitting. With Bobby, it's always hard to tell if he's joking or being serious. Bobby later admits that Ron was pressuring him since they were cast members on Mad TV. He even confessed that when he called Ari, he wasn't really checking on him. He was actually gathering intel for Ron.
Bobby called me for intel for him, and I was like, at first I was like, and then when I realized,
But then you told me to break into his office to get things.
Yeah, I was like, go into his office and see what she's been writing him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have back then on Hotmail. She had a Hotmail account.
Yeah.
Hotmail. You could either set it to like save your sent messages or not. In Gmail now it just saves.
Right.
And so I was like, I couldn't see what she was sending him.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, go in there and find out. And you're like, I don't want to do it.
And then you
do
say,
it.
this is what you said to me.
What?
You said, if you don't do it, that means that you set them up.
Oh, right.
Which was so absurd to me that his computer is at Fox, right? We're on a television show.
Yeah, well,
so I break into this Canadian guy's office, somehow find his code.
No, he's already logged in.
I probably would have done it now.
Yeah.
But then and I that night. So then Friday comes around.
And then it sort of slowly hit me. I was like, oh, you were calling for intel. You weren't calling to say, hey, I saw somebody driving down the street. You didn't drive down the street and happen to see Natasha and Ron going to an opera.
Okay. Well,
now it's making sense.
You little snake,
And then it's
Bobby.
like, and then I saw you at the store.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, dude, like, it hit me now where you were on this. And I'm pretty mad. And you're like, and then the way you were smiling, like, could I just say one thing? Could I just say one thing?
All right.
Let me just say one thing.
I'll admit I did that.
And you're like, let me just say, I was like, I don't think you hitting, like, how much is this hurting me? You're like, let me just say you want that. I'm like, way I'm going to hit you. And then you kept doing it. And then I just punched you and you fell. So you didn't even give me the satisfaction of fighting back.
But you kicked me while I was down there.
Yeah, well, you were down.
This was just the first of many beatings Ari dished out to Bobby. To make things even worse, Bobby owed Ari $5,000. Knowing that Bobby was also helping Ron, pushed Ari over the edge, sending him into full-on psycho mode.
So then the week later, you come up to me and say, I want my money. And you strangled me in the hallway.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Because I remember because there was
Different
blood.
move for the second
I was like, it was like a 2-finger.
Yeah.
I was like this, like that. And then you were like, you didn't like, I was like, hey, I want my money.
Yeah.
Just these 2 fingers. And then you were like, you started coming towards me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And I just started squeezing.
Oh shit! Why would
Yeah.
you go towards
I had a
him?
long nail because he was like, what the
Yeah, he had
he was fighting back.
one of those long, like
Coke
It was like
nail?
a coke nail.
coke
but
nails.
it
And it
wasn't
dug
for
right
coke.
into the skin and started bleeding. Neck bleeding the week before he had beat me up. And now I hate him. And I'm scared. Like I literally have like kind of a PTSD kind of a situation where I'm like shocked by it.
Yeah.
It's there's trauma. And no one will help me. But then here's what happened. So then the next week,
saw Nettie.
Ari auditions for Mind of Mencia,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. This is before the Mencia Rogan stuff happened.
But yeah. So when Carlos finds out that Ari had booked the job in a sketch,
And we were fighting.
he called you and said, hey, bro, I can't have you on my show.
No.
What?
Oh, they just said they brought out the part. He didn't call me at all.
He didn't call you?
Oh, he's the worst, man. He's, you know how much
Oh,
of a
yeah,
liar
he said
is.
he called you.
He's like, oh, yeah, man, they just wrote out the part. It's nothing I could. I was like,
Oh. So he told me that he had called you and said, hey, bro, you can't beat up my friend and all that stuff.
okay. He
That
said
never
something in the
happened.
back. It's like, hey, you got to stop beating up my friend. And then later it was like the part was written out. No, he'll never.
Oh.
yeah.
So anyway, but did you think that I'm the one? Because that's what I think.
Asked him to fire me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You had
wasn't.
nothing.
Yeah. And
I want to let you know right now.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Bobby claims he had nothing to do with Ari losing the role on Mind of Mencia, but in episode 279, when Bobby keeps pushing Carlos to apologize for stealing jokes, Carlos straight up says that Bobby was the reason Ari didn't get the part, and Bobby doesn't bother to correct him.
Case in point, right? I'll give you an example. I had no problem with Ari Shaffir, right? No problem. Bobby calls me up and says, dude, Ari just beat me. Do not put him on your show. He had just auditioned to play Jesus Christ in this parade thing that we were doing on Mind of Mencia. So I went to the Comedy Store the night. I saw Ari. I said to Ari, hey, what are you doing punching Bobby? Little, you're huge. What's wrong with you? And he said, well, if I see him again. And I immediately called my producers and said, is he booked on the show? Because if he's booked and you told him he's booked, we're not going to change it. But if he's not booked, I don't want you to book him. And they said, no, he's not booked. So I didn't put him on the show. After that, he starts saying I steal jokes. I mean, the problem with that is it gets muddled, right? Is he really that he thinks I stole a joke from him? Or is it because I didn't put him on Mind of Mencia?
I think my question is more like...
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think my question is...
me,
if 50...
it's hard.
Most people don't know this whole backstory. They just think Carlos is a joke thief and that Joe was justified in calling him out. The truth is, the whole mess might have never blown up if Carlos hadn't fired Joe's friend, Ari. Rogan claims that Carlos ripped off other comedians like Paul Mooney, but if you look into it, you can only find a few videos where Carlos used a joke that was even close to someone else's. One of them was Bill Cosby's, then, of course, one of them was Ari's. And honestly, it's not even that good of a joke.
Here's this new thing, I don't know if you guys heard this. He wants to build a new wall all down the California-Mexico border. Like a 12-foot high brick wall, it's like 3 feet deep. So no Mexicans get in. But I'm like, dude, Arnold, who do you think is gonna build that wall?
I propose that we kick all the illegal aliens out of this country. Then we build a super fence so they can't get back in. And I win. Who's gonna build it?